We are going to move on to our main event, as it were, and we're going to be talking about Dusty Rhodes, some Dusty Rhodes-based questions. There was an A&E documentary out. WWE produced, spent a shocking amount of time on Dusty's WWF career, would you believe? And gave Pac songs like, the big turn in 74, whenever it was, about 10 seconds. But as I say, it's a WWE thing, and you know what to expect. Dustin was really good on it as well. He was really emotional, really, he's got a ton of depth to him, and, there's really intense feelings when it comes to his father. But we'll talk about Dustin as well. Dusty's wrestling hero, like so many, Gorgeous George. He gets into the business, and the first bit of fame he gets is rolling around Florida and AWA and loads of other places with his tag team partner, Dick Murdoch. I've never asked you about Dick Murdoch or any stories you've got about that guy, so now's the time.
Dick Murdoch, I love that guy. But this is the reason he loved me. Because he's a bullshit artist too. And when we get together, it was back and forth, and he liked that. And he always liked me. I always liked him. So a story about Dick. Oh, he get in a fight every week that he used to. Somewhere, some bar or something. Because he had what they call a 6-inch punch. He'd go right here and bam. He wouldn't swing way back and hit the guy. He'd just punch him. And he had such a strong punch that would really stop a lot of fans from kind of attacking him. Because back in the days, ladies and gentlemen, wrestling lived and died on heels having heat. That means the people came to see the heel get his ass handed to him. And that's how we made money. That's how we sold tickets. But Dick, I was in Puerto Rico one time. We had this big guy there. He was about 6'10", 6'11". And Dickie didn't much. Dickie was the booker. So he went in to book, but this guy was already there. And Dickie and this guy did not get along. So we were in, and I came in one weekend. I came in on a Friday, and I was going to do a Saturday show and a Sunday show. And I met the guy, and then I heard all this stuff later that they didn't like each other. But we were in a town called Ponce, Puerto Rico. Or maybe it could have been somewhere else. But he told the guy to do something, and the guy didn't do it. And the next thing I know, and I thought this was the finish. Dickie went to the ring and beat the living crap out of this guy. He was pounding, kicking him. He said, "I told you, you son of a..." And he was literally mad. I went, "What the hell is this?" And then I learned later that Dickie and this big 6'11" guy were having issues. And so Dickie took it, and Dickie, I heard, had already talked to him and said when he sends something out, he expects it to be followed. And he thought this guy was backstabbing him. Like he's going to go out there and do what he wanted to do, regardless of what Dickie said. So Dickie went out there and just beat the crap out of him and left him laying. So...
I didn't realise he's booked. Oh, hang on, I've just messed up the camera. He's booked more than one territory, hasn't he, Dickie? I didn't realise he was sort of I mean, didn't he buy into a territory with Blackjack Mulligan at one point?
Yeah, but I didn't last long. Where was that?
Great question. I don't know if it was somewhere in Texas or where does Terry Funk live?
Amarillo.
Yeah, I don't know if it's somewhere around Amarillo or something. I'm probably just making up something.
No, I'd heard that too, but it didn't last long for some reason. I don't know. Because you can be great at wrestling and be the shits in business. You got to bring in more money than you're paying out. That's called creating a profit so you can invest back into your business and keep going. What they did, they may have been paying out more than they were taking in, therefore creating a loss but you can't stay in business long like that.
One of his later jobs that I think has sort of gone into legend, didn't he work for like a brewery as just somebody, they just hired him to just send him to bars and just party with the locals? It was like Coors or something like that.
I never heard that. Yeah. But that would have been a great job for him.
It was a great job. I've got a couple more things about Dickie. And one thing is that I don't think that many people realise as well, is that I believe that Dick Murdoch turned up at the 1995 WWF Royal Rumble around the time that you were debuting. And was Dickie around for a few months? They never put him back on TV, but I believe that he was just sort of hide around the company for a few months just to amuse the boys. Is that true, or do you remember him being there for any amount of time?
I remember him being there. I remember sitting down talking to him. And I don't even know, they didn't use him worth of crap. He was just there at every TV. Then I don't even remember him. I just remember him at TV tapings. I don't remember him really on the road because they didn't really put him to work. I think what they wanted him to do maybe was probably shift him toward a producer's role or an agent's role backstage. And I don't know. But see, this is how easy it is to get what I call rolled in the WWE. The agents have a meeting with Vince. How'd it go, boys? Or he'd ask Chief Jay Strongbow, how did so-and-so do with that finish? He went, well, Vince, that's all he's got to say. Well, if it's not a glowing endorsement, he didn't say, man, he took that, people were standing. I mean, it was really, really good. But if the chief would take an attitude like, Vince, that's it. Vince took that to saying, well, the guy's the shits. So let's don't do anything with him and we'll get rid of him. That's all it took. He wanted these agents to really give him a glowing report. All right, the agent gave, he said, well, it was okay, but it could be a lot better. Vince would take that as a negative. And it kind of was, but it's kind of not. It's kind of in the middle. But you don't know how Vince would take it. So it wouldn't take much to convince Vince that whoever you were, that person is not the talent he's looking for.
So Dickie was not just agent material then, was he?
Well, I think Dickie had a different way. He was like me. He was more direct. And I think Vince did like him. But I think Vince gets bored easily. After a couple of months, I think Dickie had maybe served his purpose. And how long was he there? He wasn't.
Not too long. I mean, I've heard anything up to 6 months, but I don't even know if it was 6 months.
No, I don't think it was 6 months either. But the thing in wrestling, sometimes you say, well, it was only 3 months. It could have been like a year and a half. How you get that amount of time confused, I don't know. But he wasn't there long.
No.
But he was a great worker. He was in WCW when I was there too. So we went to a show one time. I'm watching him. Dickie didn't take the big bumps, but when he did, it meant something because he knew when to put it in and when to not to put it in. I saw him just take an arm drag. Excuse me. He sold that arm drag for 5 minutes and had the people up. He was going, oh, my back. Oh, and he'd get out of the ring and sell and sell and sell. And if you're watching it, you say, damn, he must have really got hurt. Then he'd get back in there and he'd do something and he'd take another one. Oh, my God. Now, really, if you're trying to tell a story and he takes 2 arm drags and he has sold them that much, now he gets back in the ring. That's why he cheats. He rakes the guy's eyes or does something. Because now at least he has a reason to do that. And now the people are mad at him because, well, they were where they had felt sorry for him before a little bit. Now he does something dirty. Now they turn on him. Mm-hmm. And I've seen him go in a match with no angle or nothing, and at the end have them standing, which takes talent. Mm-hmm. But the talent has to know what to do, when to do it, how to do it. And Dickie knew that. I don't know if you can maybe can learn that, but I think Dickie self-taught himself this. So great talent in the ring.
And I've seen quite a few Dick Murdoch matches, and I always love the thing where he gets knocked down and then he does the whoop, 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 that sort of like running man in a circle on the mat thing.
Oh, it's too much. Great guy. I mean, when Dick would go to the ring, in all the matches I've seen, I would usually go out and watch his match because it entertained me. And if you can't entertain yourself, you're going to get bored real quick.